Welcome back to yet another podcast of the Christmas Special. Christmas is a time of such joy and cheer. It's a time to meet everyone near and dear. It's a season to reflect on our blessings and a season to spread God's love and cheer. The magic of Christmas never ends, and its greatest of gifts are family and friends. With me today is a power couple who have been friends of mine for over 25 years. They have also been my bridesmaid and my best man over 2 decades ago. They are no strangers to those who attend New Life AG Hyderabad. It gives me great joy to welcome both my dear friends, Younus and Ujjwala. Oops, it's Reverend Younus. Reverend Younus is currently serving as an associate pastor in New Life AG Hyderabad. In the year 2000, this handsome City Group employee decided to serve as a youth leader on a voluntary basis. After having served part-time, he decided to serve the Lord on a full-time basis as a youth pastor. In this role, he has transformed the lives of many young people through creative media while remaining anchored to the Word of God. He has been serving as the associate pastor since 2008. He is married to Ujjwala and they have 2 lovely children, Jonathan and Christine Ria. Ujjwala has definitely been created out of Pastor Younus's rib. She has been serving both the Lord and her husband faithfully in ministry. She is a force to reckon with, has a lovely voice, and most of us recognize her from her years of singing and leading on the worship team. She is also actively involved in Project Rescue, premarital counseling, women's ministry, and the Hindi service as well. Please join me and welcome Pastor Younus and Ujjwala Samuel.
Hi!
Hello!
Hi, Becky!
So nice to see you.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you for coming. Thank you.
Becky.
Thank you, Younus. So nice to see you.
Yes.
And thank you, Ujji, for actually making it on time.
Oh no! Do you still remember that, Becky?
Of course I do. Cinderella ran when the clock struck 12 and she ran because the clock struck 5:30.
Oh my God, Beck, it was your wedding, so I had to look perfect. And so I got delayed in the salon, and then I remember that day, I think I zoomed on my TVS scooty with my curls and with everything.
Yeah, I know Cinderella came on the chariot and you came on the scooty.
Please forget that. Please erase that memory.
No problem, but you look gorgeous after that, so that was good.
I know. Let me just tell you that I still remember your wedding
Oh,
yes.
clearly.
Thank
It was one of the
you.
best weddings by
Yes.
far.
Oh my goodness.
and
thank
guess
you
it was.
so
I think
much.
yours was the first wedding in our entire
gang.
gang.
Yes,
Yes.
among all our
So, it was
friends.
perfect,
Yes,
perfect
yes.
wedding.
Thank
You
you
look
so
beautiful,
much. I'm
yes.
touched that you remember it after 20 years. But
Right.
awesome.
Wow.
I'm so glad that you guys made it as well. So why don't we just have a seat and then we can
Sure.
take this conversation
Sure,
forward.
sure.
Thank you.
Excited.
Yeah, me too. Younus Energy, it is so exciting for me to have the both of you. I can't wait to catch up on our childhood Christmas memories.
Yes,
Same here, Becky.
By the
yes.
way, Bex, the whole setup is so beautiful. It's so Christmassy.
Thank you.
It looks like
Thank
I'm in a
you.
Christmas movie.
I would love to take the credit for it, but there's a whole team behind it to make it so
Oh.
beautiful.
Nice, beautiful.
Yeah.
Lovely.
So, thinking of childhood memories, Younus and Ujji, I'm actually reminded about Younus's home because we visited your home so many times,
Yeah.
Younus.
Mm-mm.
And my memories of your home are like a house bustling with activity all the time. You would always find people in and around your community just
Yeah.
coming and staying in your place. Your home and church doors were open, I think, 24 hours.
That's right.
Yes.
Right?
Right.
True.
What can you tell us about your Christmas memories growing up?
I think, as you said, my home was not a home.
Yeah.
It was, there was no wall between our home and the church.
Yeah.
So literally the whole community is to stay in our home, eat at our table, And yeah, in fact, people used to sleep in the church.
Wow.
So it was absolutely a public place. But many people loved that place. They served and they worked together. It was a total community service there.
Absolutely.
So that's how my parents kind of lived their lifestyle.
Yeah.
So it was just not me, but the entire community in our home.
Yes.
So that's our Christmas memory.
Yeah, and I actually remember Philip telling me that earlier on, before I met you also, when he used to come to your home during Christmas season, like your table used to be filled with, I think, food and various kinds of treats, and there was never a point of time when your house was dull or empty, you know. It was always bustling with activity, and I think that's such a great memory.
That's right. I think because we gave to people, people gave us also. So we received so much during Christmas time. Our house used to be like a bakery with hundreds of cakes, literally hundreds of cake, and there was never a lack of food in my house. People would just come, serve themselves, eat, pick up some sweet and go off.
How lovely.
And friends especially, they would just come for sweets and cakes in our home. So I think it's always been like that,
That's actually wonderful, Younus, that people in and around your community and your friends felt so comfortable to come home, right?
Absolutely.
And my memory of you, Younus, is actually this tall, lanky kid with like a bandana and long hair. Right? And I know that you had quiet the fan flow during those days, you know. But I also remember you to be this very God-fearing and God-loving kid who loved to spend time in prayer. And if I may say this, I actually remember you having this 3-point list is what I remember of what you wanted in your life partner. So you said, I need a life partner who has brown hair and green eyes and who has a lovely voice. And I'm sitting and thinking, where on earth or where in Hyderabad actually will you find a girl who matches these, you know,
I did find.
You did find. I think Ujji's hair color has changed now, but originally it was
light brown,
right? Yeah. And you finally found Ujji, and I wonder, did that have anything to do with your dad's life being one of prayer? Because Pastor Samuel was like well known for being somebody who prayed for people, and I've come to him quite a few times. Did he have an impact on your prayer life?
Totally. I watched my father day and night for years together, serving God, praying, reading his Bible. That's like a great memory for me. Every time I watched him, he's either with God or with people. And the rest of the time he would also work. Then once he got retired, then his full-time job was just to spend time with God. So looking at him, I said, God, I want to be like him. So huge inspiration for me, my father. Big. Yes.
Wonderful. That's a nice memory to have.
Yeah,
That's
absolutely.
Now, Ujji, you come from like a mix of a South Indian background and a North Indian background. Your dad was from the North, your mom is from the South. I mean, that's like a mix of two different cultures, right? I wonder how Christmas was like for you in your home.
And Becky, you forgot that my great-grandfather was a Bengali Brahmin.
Right.
And my great-grandmother was a Russian. So I have that blend too.
Oh my goodness. No wonder you got all those specifications that you asked for, Younus.
So, of course, Christmas was a big deal in my house. Like, we would just wait for December to come because there was so much happening. All our cousins used to come over, and you know, we had these special recipes that we used to make. Like we had a special family recipe for a meat. We used to call it salted meat. So we used to make that together, like bring the big chunk of meat, and you know, you remember it? It is so cold, like it would be freezing. So best time, you know, to celebrate Christmas, and it was cold, and we would wear our jackets and all the hoodies and things like that. And so this meat, we would just marinate it like over a week. For every day, we would just put spices in it and put lemon and whatnot, like my grandmother's recipe that was. And after marinating it for a week, then you just cut and fry it. So it was a beautiful, tasty thing that we used to look forward for. And I think one more thing that I can never forget is me and my sister, our duty was to, name our cake. So we would mix all the cake, like the whole family would get together, mix the batter for the cakes, and then put it in the, the molds. And we, in our colony, we had a bakery where they used to have these big mud oven. I don't know if you call it mud oven or something.
Clay,
yeah, the
oven?
clay oven,
Okay,
yes.
okay.
Clay ovens. And then they, we used to, our duty was to write our name, Radcliffe, on a butter paper and put it on our cakes. Then we would take these big chunks of, all these slots of cakes, then bake it, and then it would come out and we'd, this is ours, this belongs to our family, and then we'd collect it.
Wow.
So amazing. We had such lovely
It
times.
sounds like ages ago, but it sounds so good. I can't imagine going to a bakery and baking it, in this day and age. We would just buy it off the shelf probably.
Yes, that's true.
That's wonderful.
Yeah, so I have such amazing memories. We would be all together and singing carols together and eating together and just having lots of fun,
Wow, that's really nice, Ujji. Any one memory that actually stands out for you?
Oh yes, Becky. I think everything was amazing, but something that me and our family would do was to decorate the Christmas tree together. And I remember still that even if my dad would come late from work or something, we would wait for him. We'd wait, let him come, and then together as a family we would decorate the tree, So I think that is something that I can never forget.
Oh, that's really, really nice. So do you have any memories as well like that?
Absolutely.
Younus?
I think for us, it was, we used to get our pocket money for Christmas. We used to have 2 seasons of shopping. One was Christmas, one was Easter.
Okay.
So we used to get 1,000 rupees and we were supposed to go out and shop for our trousers and shirts. So 1,000 rupees was the...
1,000 rupees is actually quite a lot in those days, right?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So that was a thing. So we would do that. Then we would all sit together and pray together as a family, read the Bible and pray. Early in the morning, my dad used to wake us, all of us up, and we used to sit and pray together. I think that's, I can never forget that.
That's wonderful.
So we would celebrate. And plus, as I said, that community. So it was always a community thing for us. The whole gang used to come together, sit, pray and eat, have lunch together. So it was never a small meal. I don't remember that at all, but it was like the entire janta. Everybody had something to eat.
That's wonderful. I mean, you actually served people. You gave during Christmas season. I think even in other seasons, but especially
talking about giving, I think my mom and dad would make sure that every kid would have some gift in their home.
Wow.
So they would just come. They would get saris and clothes for the children or some toys. So every Christmas, they just gave it.
Wow.
They would just give it all.
And that's why I think they never baked, because they would always get so many cakes.
Yeah. I mean, they were receiving as well as giving, right? And imagine the joy of those kids. That's really nice, Younus. Now, you both worked in a corporate before moving into the church and ministry. And I think, Younus, you worked in Citigroup for 8 years, and Ujji worked in Citigroup as well. So usually, when we are working in a corporate, the first thing during Christmas season is people expect, where's our Christmas gift, or where's the Christmas party, or maybe even booze and dance is like a way of enjoying, right? So what was expected of you, and what did you actually do with your colleagues during the Christmas season?
Yeah, I think what we did while we were working was to do a lot of Christmas programs. And I still remember we were working in Lakeshore Towers, right behind Tangbin. So we organized a Christmas party there, got the team from the church, did a lot of carols, choreos, games. It was such fun. In fact, it was so good, gave a Christmas message. What is the true meaning of Christmas? And not just in my office, but we did that in many, many offices. We would go around. Christmas was one season where all the corporates call you to do all that. We did colleges, corporates. We went to every gully, whoever used to call. So I think from Youth Alive side, we did many, many outreaches like that.
I remember Youth Alive, I mean, especially after you took over. the numbers increased by leaps and bounds. I think we had like 600 or 700 youth
right.
who
Yeah.
used to come every Saturday to Youth
Yeah,
Alive.
yeah.
And if you
Yes.
didn't come on time, you never got a seat
You have
to
to sit out.
Yeah, exactly. Either the balcony or I don't know, the front.
The patio.
Yeah,
First patio.
yeah, but the balcony and the hall
Yeah.
was the main thing, and
Yeah,
we
yeah.
all wanted to sit in, but
Correct,
otherwise you would have to sit in the
Yeah.
patio area.
Yes.
Yeah. So that was a wonderful ministry that you had at that point of time. Did you
Yeah.
do anything special during the season itself, the Christmas season itself? Did you go caroling?
Oh
or
yes,
did you do
Becky, how can you
anything?
forget all the caroling that we've done together?
Yeah, yes,
We would start, I think, around 7 p.m. or something and end by 3 a.m. and 4 a.m. Our
Yes,
carols would
yes,
not
I
finish.
remember that.
In fact, all the fun that, of course, you visit people, there'll be so much of food and cakes that we would get, that we would fill it in our pockets because
Yeah, absolutely.
you don't have place to eat now.
Mhm.
And I remember towards the end, these boys were like so naughty. Paul, Cyril, all these guys would just mix the carols, the lyrics would change into what? Single.
No, jingle bells, I'm
Becomes
single,
single.
ready to mingle.
So that
I
much.
think,
Yes.
I think these late teens and early 20s probably were the most fun that all
Most
of us
fun.
have
Yeah,
had.
yeah.
Yeah, and I do remember this, the thing that you're saying, because I got married in 2001, but the previous year when I was
Yeah.
engaged, all of you had come home and we served some snacks
Yeah.
and we closed our eyes for prayer, and before the prayer ended, all the snacks were gone. So
That's
I
right.
can,
Yes, yes.
So I can totally believe when you say all the pockets were
Oh,
stuffed.
Yeah.
We used to go in big numbers.
Yeah, huge.
Totally, literally scare people. Some 20, 30 or sometimes 50 people. And I had such a hard
One
time
bus.
managing all of them.
Yeah.
And
And
very,
I
very
think the
hard
bus
time.
couldn't even fit
So,
in
yeah,
some
and
of the
those lanes.
lanes.
Yeah,
so we'd
absolutely,
park it
absolutely.
somewhere and walk in those small lanes. Huh?
Yeah, but I think Youth Alive, as Youth Alive, we did so many places. We would go to orphanages, old age home, to any apartments or corporates, or we used to go to colleges. So Youth Alive was totally out. Christmas season, streets. I remember many times just standing on the streets and giving out what Christmas means,
Cakes and
and yeah, doing so many things for the street kids or people who are on the street, giving blankets.
Yes.
So and we went to jails. Yeah, of course.
yes.
Not that we did something
Fantastic.
wrong. We went to
We went
minister
to
to them. Yeah. So
Yeah.
Christmas
Yeah.
season was all about
About giving.
just giving out,
Yeah.
preaching,
Yeah.
doing things. It
But I
was
think
so
wonderful-
much fun.
Wonderful
so much fun.
opportunity also to tell
Yeah.
our colleagues, like when you mentioned that,
Mm.
because so many times we would think, okay, it's all about partying, it's all about
Yes.
pubs, but
Yes.
there's so much more to Christmas. There is so
Yeah.
much of joy and
Absolutely.
love and hope, and then that's what we would try and show to them, and they would enjoy it.
Yes.
They think Christmas is all about wine. Like, like no.
I
it's
think
not.
that's the
Not
most
just that.
favorite part for
Oh, yeah, yeah,
everybody. There's like, where's the
So there's the
wine?
wine, yeah.
So yeah, I think yes. As wonderful as these questions are, they are
Yeah.
very innocent questions, and that's what is portrayed. But I do agree, we have so much more meaningful fun during Christmas time.
Absolutely.
Younus, if I had to ask you, being a pastor, I mean, most of our traditions revolve around stars and trees, and maybe sometimes we even put up stockings and
Yeah.
stuff like that. But what, according to you, is the real view of Christmas, or what is the aspect of Christmas that you would like to convey to people?
Okay. I don't think so. There's anything wrong. As a lot of people, there are two extremes.
Yeah.
Either it's all about the tree, it's all about the decoration, and nothing about God or Jesus, or is it like only about Jesus and we don't do anything else? I think we just have to do the middle ground. If you remember, when Jesus was born, God stuck a nice huge star when Jesus was born, and that star led the Magi's to Jesus. So if God did the decoration in the sky, why not us?
Absolutely.
And when we have our kids' birthdays, we don't keep it dull and boring. We
Yes.
put balloons,
Yeah.
we decorate the house just to build the excitement. Why not for Christmas? These are good things, but are they the things? No. If you do it, great. And especially when we decorate our home,
Yeah.
a lot of our friends come in, our
Visitors,
neighbors
yeah,
come
we
in.
have lots
It's
of
like,
visitors.
thank you. Like, what does the star means? Why have you decorated? And they love to see the decoration.
Yes.
And that's one opportunity for us to to tell what Christmas is all about.
Yes.
But to tell the true meaning of Christmas, I would say number one is that God loves you. And that's what John 3:16 says, that God loved the world so much that he gave his one and only Son, that whosoever believes on him shall not perish, but have eternal life. So Christmas comes to tell us that God loves you, but also Christmas comes to tell us that God is with us. Emmanuel, God with us. So if you are feeling lonely, alone, you think that nobody loves you, God is with us. That's what Jesus says. His name is Emmanuel. But also, it means peace. When the angels came, they said, goodwill to men and peace on earth to all men. So Christmas also comes to tell us that we can have the peace of God. He is called the Prince of Peace. So if you don't have peace in your life, Christmas says, come, receive Jesus in your heart. So that is what true meaning of Christmas is all about. That is more important than the other things.
So beautifully put, Younus. I completely agree. Ujji, was it a contrast for you after you got married, moving into Younus's house? I know that you probably stayed with auntie and uncle for a couple of years. Yeah. So how different was it celebrating Christmas from your own home?
Oh,
total culture shock.
It was, rightly put. It was two extremes. So, like for my, when growing up, Christmas was a family deal. Like it was all about family and just us, But when I when I went to their house, it was all about community. So I remember their Christmas lunches. Like the table will not be small, Becky. Just not like there'll be a huge table and there's food, plenty of food, and there are plenty of people. Like lots of people who come and like he mentioned. So a lot of people coming and having food with us, and so it was more of community, and it was not just be yourself. I think what I learned after going to their house was about how important it is to share the joy and the real meaning of Christmas by sharing things with them, with the others, with the community, with the poor and needy also. So yeah, that's something that was a contrast that I learned.
I think that's a beautiful thing that she's actually taken from your own home, and this is the time of giving. So it's really nice that your family portrayed that, Younus. Now, I'm also reminded, Younus, that during the last 2 years, it's been a very tough season for many of our church families and many of our families, friends as well, that we know. And I think probably the people who know you, only a few people would know that you yourself went through a very rough phase in the last couple of years. Is there anything that you would like to share and maybe encourage those who are listening to us at this point of time?
Yeah, I think 2019 is when my father passed away. So that was very, very tough for us. And immediately 2020, my mom, she was in the hospital due to Corona. She was there for almost 10 days and she passed away. So it's been very, very difficult for us, especially back to back. We lost both our parents, 2019 and 2020. And it's been very, very hard for us. Absolutely. I did, probably for me, I was very closest to my father and mom during the last days. I literally stayed in the hospital all the time. It was very, very difficult. And then it was depressing for some time for me. And then I remember one time God literally speaking to my heart and says, why are you depressed? Why are you feeling so sad? I said, what do you mean, God? Like I just lost both my parents, and how can I just be happy, or how can I just bounce back? God reminded me, you had so many years with them, so many years with them, of their mentorship, love, and so many memories together. And then God started drawing attention to people. Just think about the people, children who lose their parents early in their age. Some are 5 years, some are 7 or 10. Or think about the orphans. They've never seen their parents. What are you complaining about? I think that changed my entire perspective. I was like, yes, I said, Lord, I'm sorry. I'm sorry that I was just focusing on just one side, the dark side, and not the bright side. I think that changed my perspective. I says, it's Christmas time, it's joyous season. Why shouldn't I celebrate? And why should I just look at the hard time and not praise God for the great times I had. Like what, I don't lack anything.
Yes.
I had such amazing parents, great memories. I should really focus on God and the blessings that He gave me. So I think that's my advice to the people who are still there in the dark or still mourning. That wake up.
Yes.
Then look at the brighter side. Count the blessings that God has given you.
Yeah.
So I think that's my advice to them.
Eunice, thank you so much for sharing something so touching and so personal to you. And I'm actually reminded that you also went through a very tough phase with your entire immediate family as well.
Yes.
I mean, would it be all right for you both to share a little bit about that, just to encourage our audience or our viewers?
Yes. Like this year in April, I actually went to help my brother's family. I went to Delhi to bring them here. He was getting transferred again to Hyderabad. And the minute we came back, all of us, me, Joey, Ria, my mom, my brother, his wife, his two little children, all of us came positive. And it
Except
was.
me.
Except
Yeah.
him, he was the only one who was negative in the house, and so he was staying in a guest house. But all of us together were in one place, and it was such a tough time. I think there was so much of fear in our hearts, and so
Yes.
much of chaos, and there was so much of unrest, and every time, there's so many people telling ki, oh, this can happen, that can happen, because COVID is such that one day you feel so much better, and the next day you have like 103 temperature, and so there was so much of fluctuation in our health also, and
Many people were dying off left, right, and
yeah,
center.
yes, so many people
Dark
from our
times,
church.
dark times.
Yeah, yes, very, very dark times, and fearful times and lonely times. But the only thing that kept me going is the continuous voice of the Lord that gave me that verse, which says, "Fear not, for I am with you. I am right beside you." I think that was the only thing that kept me going in the whole the one whole month that we were suffering with COVID. And
Then-
after us,
Yeah, then I think during that time while I was taking care of them, I would just come in the morning, give them food, medicines, and then go back to the guest house, come back in the evening, and would do the same thing. And I remember it was almost 7th or 8th day that I was in the guest house, and that night my fever really went high, maybe 102 or 103. I didn't have a
Okay.
single medicine. I didn't have a thermometer, nothing,
Okay.
just food and clothes there.
Wow.
And I remember waking up with high fever, sweating. So I just knelt down. I said, God, I can't go out. It's lockdown. 10 p.m. was the lockdown. I don't have medicine. I said, I don't have anybody. I said, God, you take care of me till morning, then I can go home. So morning I went back home, and then we went to test myself. I came positive for the third time now. Twice negative, third time positive. So I said, okay, I might well just go back home. So I went back home for 2 days. We all together. Third day, I think my lungs really went bad. My saturation dropped to 85, and I had to be rushed to the hospital. So Ujji took me in the car, went to one hospital. We were not too happy there, so we went to Kim's. Went and waited there for 4 or 5 hours. There were no rooms there. So one of our friends helped us to get a room. So after 5 hours, I get to get a room, and then Ujji stayed with me during that time, and I was in the hospital for 6 days.
My
Right,
goodness,
6 days, taking all the injections with the medication and all. But I want to just thank God for the friends that we were surrounded with. Amazing friends, church, council leaders.
Yes.
So much of prayer, so much of prayer
Yes.
that went around. And then I could just come back home. And also want to just thank all our friends who really supplied food for us. Like so sweet of them that they would send breakfast, lunch, and dinner, medicines, whatever we needed. Whatever we needed. In fact, I think Jasper helped us with the oxygen
Okay.
and medicines. And I was in the concentrator for 2 days after I came back from the hospital. The third day, I said, okay, enough, I'm not getting this done.
Yeah.
So, hard season, very, very hard season, but God never left us.
Yes.
Never left us.
Yes.
It was amazing to see there was this strength from God in the midst of the death all around us, in the midst of so much of sickness, His presence and His peace was there with us.
Yeah.
So we just want to thank God for that.
Absolutely. If any one of you knows a family that is hurting or going through a tough season, we encourage you to please go visit them. Make an effort to probably cook a meal, bake a cake, but go spend time with them. Show them that you care and share your love this Christmas season. Thank you so much, Younus, for that. Um, Uji, you have I can't say little kids
Now
now
the
because
teens.
I think they're 16 and 13
Yes.
probably, yeah.
Yes.
So they have kind of grown up, but when they were little smaller, how did you both introduce to them the concept of giving gifts? Like I give gifts to my kids during Christmas time, and I'm sure probably you do as well. But how do you teach them that this is not from Santa and probably there's a meaning behind the gifts that we are giving or any traditions that we are following? How do you actually teach the children?
I think, Becky, firstly, though, I have to say that because my upbringing and my Christmas memories were such lovely memories together as family. So that, plus also I've learned so much from their side of the family about how they would, give to the community and all. So what I try and do is I try and blend and balance both. We try to teach our kids that. And even while they were growing up, like in our family prayer time, no, we would just tell them that if you have a need or something, write it behind your Bible. So they have like the Bible where they write their prayer request. Oh, this is what I want. And then very young they were, but they would pray and ask Jesus for it. So they knew that, the gifts or the answer to their prayers is coming from Jesus and not from Santa or, some other person.
Yes.
And thanks to our church, because we have so many events, Sunday school and kids conventions, and where they've come up with the right doctrine and right meaning of Christmas and about what's the true celebration is about Christmas. And what I do is, of course, we have our family time. Like I make sure that me and my kids are together, baking the cookies, trying to bake and all that, and decorate together. And I do keep gifts too. I also keep gifts. I do give them gifts, but it is when they help me around the chores and they clean up their rooms or things like that, then we reward them. So it's like a reward. So I would not say that decorating or setting up a tree is wrong, but it is for me more of a family thing, family activity, maybe, something, doing something together. It's the family bonding time for me. So that's why we do that. We do that with our children. Yeah.
And I think gifts also comes from the tradition of the Magi bringing gifts to baby Jesus,
so true.
right? Yeah.
And at the same time, Becky, we also do outreach. We do programs with our kids. We take them and, we make them do boxes, Christmas gifts for, we take them to orphanages and old age homes.
Beautiful.
And distribute gifts and the underprivileged kids. We used to do a program with the blessed children, and so they help us. So every Christmas time, actually, the blessed kids used to come and do a special song in church. So they would help us in dressing them up. So yes, so they know, that let's share the real joy of Christmas with everyone. What we have is from the Lord, and why not share the same love and celebration and joy with the others who don't have it? So this is what we try to teach the kids. And
no, I think that is so good that you're doing that with the children. I mean, now that they are, at a stage where they're grown, they are probably going to, in the future, use it in their own families, and they'll have this concept of actually giving and sharing what we have with the rest of the world.
One more thing that I want to add in is, I think our caroling, we make sure that we go caroling, but now our carols, we take teams, and we sometimes as a family, we go and visit our neighbors or our colony people, or sometimes people who are sick in, there are so many people who cannot come to church. So we go there and, we do some songs and we celebrate Christmas with them. And this is what we're teaching our kids too.
That's really nice. I think for you both, this is one of the busiest times.
Oh, yeah.
The most exciting, but also the busiest, right?
Yeah.
And I do know that you have your son's birthday, your birthday, Pastor Younus's birthday, your wedding anniversary, you got Christmas, New Year coming up. I mean, how do you manage all this? I mean, you have your own ministry. I mean, when you were telling me you go to old age homes,
Yes.
prisons, and visit the sick. And I'm still trying to think, how do you make time for your own family? What can you share?
Arey, Becky, I think before that, I must tell you that Pastor Stubbs, when we were going to share our date and all of that,
The
with
marriage, with the wedding.
about the
Yeah.
wedding with with Pastor Stubbs, Pastor told us, such
Pastor
a wise
Stubbs.
man, Pastor Stubbs told us,
Oh, he was a
please
wise
don't
man.
get married in December. Why don't you get married in Jan? But we were like, no, Pastor.
I think most couples
should-
want the chilly winter
Yes,
feeling.
that's right.
yeah,
Correct.
it's just a season, right?
Correct,
It's so
correct,
much
correct.
fun and celebration. We wanted to have that, but then he was a wise man who saw what's coming.
And he said, don't get married in
In
December, and
December,
yet
get
you got
married,
married
get
in
married.
December.
Yeah, that's
So
right.
it is hectic. It is hectic, no
Yeah.
doubt. But we don't celebrate in December. All our events we celebrate in Jan.
Jan,
Yeah, all our
really?
celebrations are
Russian, no? They celebrate Christmas in January.
Jan.
Yeah, he's following my tradition. So in
Tradition,
Jan,
yeah.
when the
Yeah.
church is closed for a
Yeah.
week. so
Before
we-
that, if you're watching us, our birthdays are in December.
Oh my gosh.
Gifts, anything, we would love to have it. 26th is my birthday.
22nd.
Your birthday, please
He doesn't
talk it out.
remember the
Of
date.
course I
Ujji.
remember it. 22nd is her
You
birthday.
paused on that.
No, I'm waiting for her to say it.
Why would
20th
I-
is our anniversary.
I was
22nd is her birthday. So I
Okay.
remember
When
my
is the
dates.
anniversary?
20th.
Yeah.
Good one, Ujji. Thankfully, he's passed that test.
Yeah. So yes,
Yeah.
it is hectic, but we make sure.
Yeah,
that
I think
that-
we made peace with that. Peace in sense saying that this is not about us. December is not about us.
yes.
Yes.
And it's all, I think it's, since I work with church, so it's all about church, people. And so we kind of settle with that now.
Yeah.
So let's wait till January. Let's have a good break. And throughout the year, we can celebrate.
Yeah.
December is for God
Yes.
and for people.
Yes.
So things like that. So it's very, very hectic. It's flooding.
Yes.
Absolutely flooding.
But we enjoy
I
it,
still remember many Christmas or our anniversary days. I would stand here, get the work done, doing some outreach, and she's in one corner, I'm in one corner, kids are like in a different
Kids
corner.
are with me, yeah.
The kids are with you.
So yeah, it's
Yeah.
very, very difficult, but it's rewarding. It's rewarding.
I think you both complement each other pretty well, and honestly, you make such a wonderful couple, and you have such a wonderful family.
Thank
And
you.
I have thoroughly enjoyed this conversation, getting to know what you actually do during the Christmas season. But I cannot let you go like that
Okay.
because, as much fun as I'm having, I want to have a little more fun, especially with Pastor Younus. I
Oh,
want to
sure.
pull his leg as much as I can,
Oh.
Ujji,
Yes,
with your
yes,
permission.
please go ahead. Badla.
So if you actually don't mind bending, I have got two bats, okay?
Oh,
But you have to
okay.
think of them as placards.
Ah.
Okay, okay.
This is the
And
game.
we're going to, yeah, don't whack each other with it. But this is the best chance though.
All right.
Yeah. So
but-
we're going to play a little game.
Okay.
And let's see who gets this.
Sure,
Okay.
Sure,
Okay.
Sure.
So since we don't have him or her written on it, maybe Younus, would you like to choose the red?
Red.
side?
I'm wearing red, right?
Oh,
Yeah.
so,
Okay.
so the red depicts him, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Like,
red
She's
depicts
wearing black.
him
The
and-
black sheep in the family. Yeah. She can take it.
So black is for you,
Me,
Ujji.
okay,
So
okay.
we'll try to
That is
find
mine.
out who does what better or who does it worse or whatever.
Okay.
So you can
Absolutely.
show the color. Okay. So who spends the most amount of money shopping for Christmas?
No,
Ujji?
no, oh my gosh, sorry.
The truth. The
It's
truth.
in, no,
The
Becky.
truth.
No.
Whatever you say
How
first
can
is
you
the
say
truth.
it's me? Becky, with his one shirt, I can get two pairs
That,
of
I
kurta.
trust
no.
Ujji, Younus
Yeah.
on this.
I go on the 24th night. 24th
So
is our
that's-
shopping
so-
day. Me
so-
and Dan, we just go.
Go shopping.
So whatever's left over, we just take that.
I somehow don't believe
No, yeah,
that,
man.
but okay.
So it's him. Yeah.
Okay. So, okay, each of you is pointing out to the other, but okay, let's move on to the next one.
Okay.
Who does the Christmas decor at home for Christmas?
Uji.
Me. Yeah,
But
that's right.
Ujji is black. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay,
Ujji.
Ujji is
I'm
cutting
forgetting
my
my
right
color.
I'm
now.
sorry.
Yes.
I take them out.
You
Yeah.
take the one.
I do.
Okay.
With my children.
Okay,
yes.
cool.
Yeah,
So you both agreed on that. So who always does last minute shopping for Christmas?
This person.
Right? He just said
He just said
24,
24.
so-
No, yeah.
24th is
Last
our day.
minute.
24th.
But you still look smart on Christmas Day, Eunice. So that's good
Because his
shopping
clothes are
that you do.
Not
Yes.
so. The leftovers I get.
I'm sure you go to all the trendy shops and get the best stuff. So, who takes the most amount of time to get dressed on Christmas Day?
Ujji, I come on
Bex,
time.
I have
am
proof.
here before the
I have
service.
proof
1
who
hour.
comes early.
Excuse me.
I'm going to
Who
have a
takes more
referee the
time?
next time.
Yes.
I'll probably get your kids
You
and
ask
I'll
Suraj.
ask them.
Get.
No, you ask
Yes,
Suraj.
that's right.
Oh, I'll ask Suraj. Okay. I can ask even Philip for that matter. He'll know when the pastor comes.
He knows I'm always on time. Always on time.
Okay. So that's up for debate. Who is always rushing to church on Christmas Day?
Yeah, she.
Okay, red is for Younus. Sorry, red is...
Yeah,
red
red
is
is for Younus, right?
So you're rushing to church?
Because I have to bring the kids. I'm settling down
Yeah, that's
everything
true,
in
that's
the
true,
house.
absolutely.
I agree,
So
Ujji.
I have to, right?
The plight
bring
of
the
a
kids,
woman.
Get ready and then
Yeah,
come.
I agree with you, Ujji.
Yes, sir. Here I agree.
So,
Yeah.
whose fault is it usually for being late? No.
You're going before me now. How are you blaming me?
So how can you blame me? I'm gone from the house. So
Otherwise, when we have to go
Okay,
together,
otherwise
No.
usually, apart
because
from
it
Christmas
takes time to
season-
get ready, na Becky. So obviously,
No,
I
but-
don't have to say anything else.
But the last time we had to do something in church, I remember Ujji saying, "I'm sitting ready," and Younus is taking time to get
See,
ready.
I
Not
have-
true, Becky.
I have
Not
the-
true. I protest. No.
Okay,
Let's vote for this.
the next podcast we will have Ria and Joey,
Joey, yeah,
as
that's
the
right.
referees.
Please.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Who has worn a dress with the tag inside and exchanged it on 26th December morning?
Have you done
I do that, but it got rejected because I cut off the
him
tag.
only.
Oh, really? You
I don't
actually
remember,
went
but
to
yes.
I went. Didn't work.
You
Wow.
wore it and went and returned it?
Awesome. So they didn't take it back because
No, he doesn't
you
do
had
that
already
every
cut
year,
the
but
tag.
maybe
No, not
one of
every year.
those. One of those, yes.
But he's done it once. Okay. But good one, Younus. So who
Something
takes the decorations down after Christmas, or is it hanging till Easter?
No. I take it.
But he helps me, yes.
That's
Really?
my
But
job.
can I do this because it's both of us now?
Both of you.
Yeah. Isn't it both of us, right?
I do it.
Alone you don't do because
Okay,
you don't
we
know where
need
it
Joey
goes.
and Ria again. So
Yes.
three questions that we need Joey and Ria for. Now, who makes and breaks New Year resolutions every year? I think I know the answer, but still, I want to see.
Yeah, let's see the honesty here now.
I am honest.
So that
Ujji?
yeah, correct.
Obviously, I break.
No way. I think it's Younus.
No, I don't. I'm
Becky actually, he sticks to his
Yes.
at least for 3 months.
Really?
That's right.
All
That,
my
no wonder
resolutions
he's
go
kept
for
the
a
fasting and prayer in January.
Yeah.
I know now why he's kept that 20 days of fasting and prayer.
First month.
yeah. I give up in 1 week. It's all over.
That's in line with his New Year resolution, Younus.
yeah. After Christmas we celebrate now, so there's no way we can.
Wonderful,
yeah.
guys. That's really nice. I think you pretty much agreed
Agreed
on
to each
No, I-
half
I-
the questions. And half the questions
I won the
you-
game. I need a gift hamper. Where's the gift hamper?
Gift hamper. We have
let her
already
decide
told.
whether who's the winner.
Okay,
Becky,
okay.
you have to
still
decide.
more
Yeah.
questions.
No, I don't have the questions. I'm done. But I think
But you tell who's the winner?
Me.
Who's the winner?
Bex. You
I
can't-
would side
Bex?
with the lady in green.
Just because you're wearing green.
So the lady in green, the other shade of green.
Yeah.
Not fair. Not
Yeah.
fair.
But for you, we will have to get Joey and Ria the next time so that
But
they
anyways,
can.
the
referee.
hamper is coming to the same house, so don't worry.
The hamper is coming to the same house, yeah.
Which means
No,
you'll be-
actually, the people who are listening to you will be sending you the hampers on
Yes,
22nd
yes.
and 26th.
If you're watching us.
Okay.
Oh, this is fun,
Yeah,
Becky. This is fun.
This was fun, guys. I mean, it's so nice to catch up with you guys after like a long
Yes.
time. And having been friends for the last 2 decades and over 2
Oh,
decades
yes.
has been wonderful.
Yes.
Like I said, I think you are a power couple. You are an exemplary couple. I love the way you bring up your children, your family. I love the example of prayer that is set in your family. So keep that going. Looking forward to more wonderful times with you all.
Thank you,
so
Becky.
much. We had
Thanks
so
for
much
having
fun. It was really nice to
Yeah.
catch up and talk
Thank
like this.
you.
I think we haven't spoken like this in many
Yeah,
years.
About our childhood memories.
Yes. Yes.
We do talk to our kids, but not so formally.
I know.
Yes.
And I didn't know about your childhood memories, okay? I think we know each other from our late teens, but I didn't know about the childhood part of it. So it was wonderful that you guys shared. Thank you so much. I hope you have a wonderful season and a wonderful Christmas.
Thank you, Becky.
Yeah,
Thanks for having
thank
us.
you,
Yeah,
guys.
so much.
We hope that you have enjoyed the podcast. This season, may our hearts prepare Him room, our lives reflect His presence, and our homes radiate His peace. May His love surround you at Christmas time and always. Remember to leave a little sparkle wherever you go. Until we meet again, Merry Christmas and a very Happy New Year.